I believe he will continue to concentrate on his businesses. As he states, I believe he will be a key advisor to the president regarding the government efficiency project. We are currently bloated, and I have always thought that government spending is a form of taxation. We're simply overburdened with taxes. In my opinion, he will be significant in two ways. First, by introducing new technology. Second, by eliminating many government middlemen, as he did at Twitter. He fired 80% of the staff, and Twitter is operating smoothly. Perhaps the advertising money hasn't returned yet, but I'm willing to wager that will change. In the meantime, Twitter is doing well and has improved under his leadership. And I absolutely believe that the government will experience the same thing. Although I don't think he will eliminate 80% of government employment, I do believe he will implement the regulation that President Trump has proposed. If an employee leaves the government, I'm guessing they won't be replaced because the government sector will be introducing a lot more productivity-enhancing tools. That, in my opinion, will be one of his most significant roles. He will, in my opinion, also have a significant influence on how to encourage new technology so that the United States keeps moving forward rather than being slowed down, as has been the case in many instances over the past few years. Thus, and particularly in space, for example, visiting Mars and so forth. Therefore, I'm rather thrilled about Elon's position. He is a man of basic principles. White sheet of paper, let me consider what the proper approach to think about what government should look like is if we were to start over. Similar to what he did in the auto business, which is currently evolving into an autonomous sector, is quite thrilling. There is more to Tesla's remarkable success than merely watching from the sidelines. With the most recent information on Tesla, stock price targets, innovation, and all things Elon Musk, Seeking Alpha is the one-stop shop for Tesla bulls and those with an eye for finding the next big thing in the stock market. Our channel may receive a commission if a customer clicks on the affiliate link in the description and makes a purchase. Elon Musk is helping President Trump with government expenditures. We expect defense spending will increase, as well as the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, as it may be abbreviated. Importantly, AI will play a major role in strengthening our defenses, and it already does, in my opinion. I think it's a huge deal that we're seeing our expertise in artificial intelligence being applied correctly all around the world. Lastly, I do think that one of the concerns people have is that tariffs will promote inflation. We do not believe that tariffs will lead to inflation, albeit they might occasionally do so. We believe that innovation unleashed, that is, robots, energy storage, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and multi-omic sequencing will lead to a massive surge in productivity, which is why we believe inflation will surprise us significantly on the low side of forecasts. Surprises in productivity are already being observed. Surprisingly, that will reduce inflation. Additionally, we believe that the dollar will be extremely strong, similar to the early years of the Reagan administration, despite President Trump's desire for a weak dollar. This is because the returns on capital invested in the United States will increase in comparison to those in other countries, which will draw capital and drive up the value of the dollar, which is also anti-inflationary. Since commodities are valued in US dollars, their prices will be under less pressure if the dollar appreciates. The fact that inflation is significantly lower than anticipated is, in my opinion, one of the major shocks in the works. In terms of the flagship approach, Tesla is undoubtedly our largest position. We usually let a stock run to a certain percentage of the portfolio before starting to reduce it because we like to have the flexibility to buy it if it sells off, and we can't buy a stock once it exceeds 10% of the portfolio. We have allowed Tesla to account for 15% of the portfolio, as you can see from the fact that we disclose our holdings at the end of each day. We've been making very small cuts to it because it has grown and appreciated 50% more than the rest of our portfolio. We believe that 15% is a good amount of exposure from the perspective of risk management. As you are aware, we release our model and research, and our price target is visible in our Tesla model. In 5 years, it will be $2,600. As regulation is likely to be less of a showstopper the next administration than it was in this one, we do believe that the likelihood of hitting that top price target has increased significantly. As you are aware, autonomous vehicles are going to surpass human-driven vehicles in terms of safety. As a result, I believe that autonomous mobility robotaxis will be widely available in the US much sooner than it would have been under a previous administration. Additionally, I believe that the events of Cybercab Day a few weeks ago and Tesla's most recent earnings report compelled analysts to think about the implications of autonomous technology for this business model. Additionally, autonomous and network of self-driving taxis is a SaaS model. It takes some time, and I'm sure that if analysts see what transpired at Cybercab Day, which was actually a product announcement, but was explained in greater detail for financial analysts in the earnings report, they'll realize that, after doing these models, this isn't just a car manufacturer with EV margins, let's say, 20% to 30% over time, that they're lower than that now. The gross margins for this software as a service approach are between 80% and 90%, rather than 20% to 30%. The model is entirely different. Additionally, Waymo Alphabet's Waymo has proof of concept, which has been intriguing. Autonomous is not a thing of the future. It is already here, and we're very excited to see how Tesla is going to go to market. I think there are a number of reasons I think that, with the new administration, we're going to see a logjam open up here and truly enable innovation grow. However, are you aware of anyone else who is as optimistic about Tesla? That would be today's sponsor, Seeking Alpha. The greatest online source of pro-Tesla news is Seeking Alpha. To learn about the most recent Tesla offering, pricing goals, innovation, and everything Elon Musk has to offer, click the affiliate link in the paragraph below. There is a link to a very exceptional offer in the description. He is the inventor of our age, and he comes into a problem, assesses it with first principles thinking, doesn't care how things have been done, and comes back with, ingenious solutions to big problems, whether it's autonomous mobility in the autonomous taxi space or in the healthcare space, Neuralink in the social network space X and AI Xi, and of course, SpaceX, the entire exploration going to Mars. I think a lot of people can't believe he can accomplish this. But again, he cuts to the quick and uses first principles thinking and surrounds himself with brilliant people who really want to solve the hardest problems in the world. And that's part of the secret to his success. Very high standards, and people who want to be held accountable to very high standards and want to really transform the world. I think the restrictions that have been sneaking into the system they started to creep in. They've just swamped the system and just gummed it up. Therefore, the FTC's role in M&A activity and the SEC's role in digital assets or crypto legislation have been the main regulatory concerns. Both, in my opinion, there will be significant changes there, and I believe that this will be the first of many regulatory reforms. President Trump essentially stated during his first term that you had to repeal 2 regulations for everyone you wanted to add anyone in my administration. This time, it might be more dramatic than that, in my opinion. Additionally, I believe that Elon Musk, who today, I believe, declared his intention to create a new department called the Department of Government Efficiency, understands that. I believe that DOG will join the administration. He will likely serve more as an overseer than as a formal member of the government. While they were taking pictures around President Trump's acceptance speech, I did see that X was a member of the family. I am aware that he has undoubtedly had a significant influence on the election. In my opinion, X made a significant impact, and his theories on government efficiency, which primarily center on technology, specifically artificial intelligence, are working miracles for the most inefficient companies in the world. Palantir has informed us that it is significantly affecting the underwriting process timings of insurance firms, which have decreased from 2 weeks to 3 hours, as well as the military. Palantir is collaborating with the DoD on Maven to target the enemy. They no longer require as many employees, thus they have reduced that department. The number of persons has decreased from 2,000 to 20, which is quite remarkable. Additionally, I anticipate significant attrition. It is unlikely that any government employee who leaves will be replaced. His objective of saving $2 trillion in